Here we have a new 2026 Toyota Camry. This one comes in the XSE trim level with all-wheel drive. This paint is windshield pearl, and then we have the black roof on top of that. Red leather interior. Powertrain consists of a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder hybrid engine mated with an eCVT that gets us 232 net horsepower. Now, as we come around to the front, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights, and the lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But overall, for the styling, I'm really here for how this Camry has been done since it got its redesign. Down here to the wheels, these are going to be 19-inch alloy. Love the look of those. They're great in my opinion. Passive keyless entry on the front doors. And to the door panel here, we get one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors, power door lock controls, power mirror controls, rear window lock, door handle there. And then we have blind spot monitors in the side mirrors, automatic high beams, and then we have traction control, trunk release, gas cap release, brightness for the gauge cluster if you want to fool with that. And then the hood release there. There are the pedals, a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's the power driver's seat. We do get 2-way power lumbar support here, but love this interior. It's absolutely smoking in my opinion. Now, I do want to give a huge thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description, but if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, legroom here, I could scoot the seat up a little bit more, but almost all the way back, and that's the space there. If you've seen my other reviews of the Camrys, you know, the space in here is really good. But rear AC vents, and then a USB-A and USB-C charge duo there. There's a quick look at the front. We do get a panoramic sunroof here, and that's the sunshade for that. Bottle holders are here. Now, I will say with the panoramic roof, the hairs on the top of my head are barely touching the roof line here as it slants back, but doesn't really bother me at all. And with this having the hybrid powertrain, you can kind of see as the vehicle starts up and shuts off, all of that. So it does help with the fuel economy, but I can't remember if I popped this or not. Oh, it's the ice. Well, fuel cap's behind there, but the ice has it frozen. I'm not gonna fool with it. Now, to the back end here, we do get LED tail lamps, and the back end of the Camrys are just really nice as well. They did such a good job designing this newer body style. Love the exhaust there. Now we're gonna see if we can find the trunk release. There it is. Luckily that wasn't frozen, but there's a look at the cargo space. And then we can pull that. I'm gonna show you how the seat folds down in a minute. But storage compartment down below. Believe we have a spare. Yeah, we have an actual spare tire in there, not an inflator kit. So for those of you all that like that, which I do, because you can always buy an inflator kit aftermarket or whatever. So it's cool to have an actual spare tire. And then if you don't need the spare tire, you can just pump up the tire with the air and be good to go. Now over here, seat will fold down. Top tethers are behind the seat themselves. And then we do have room to run longer objects through to the front. And then we have our lower anchors hidden behind these covers if you want to use those. Child locks, lock, unlock there. Now to the window sticker, y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything, but shows the standard features, and then we have the optional equipment there. But 43 city, 43 highway with an all-wheel drive vehicle like this is just incredible, I think. Front passenger seat, it is power. It's starting to snow out here. Glove compartment with the owner's manuals there. Now as we come back around to the front, quick look in the engine bay. And there is the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder hybrid engine. 232 net horsepower again. But before we hop in the driver's seat, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. There's the turn signal LED there, which is really nice in the back. LED in the side mirror. And then we do have an LED up front here as well. Now what I like about this car is those LED lights are white when the headlamps aren't on. And I'll show you that here. Let me turn the blinker off. So you get that clear white when their headlights aren't on, but then when the headlights are on, they turn yellow. So I think it's neat kind of how that design is. Well, let's hop in the driver's seat. So leather wrap steering wheel here. There's a horn. Over here to the radio, we do get Apple Music and Amazon Music if you want to set that up. On top of that, we have AM, FM radio, as well as XM, Bluetooth audio, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And then here, we can go through our climate settings. If you want to fool with those. Comfort there for the heated steering wheel. You have 3 settings for this. You can use the button down below here as well. But you have an auto mode, and then you have 2 stages of heat. So I think that's pretty impressive. Now down here, Bluetooth, if you want to connect the devices, pretty easy to do. Do most of it from the phone. Change your language or units of measurement here. And basically you can just change the fuel consumption right in there. Then your language, you have those 3 settings. So English, Spanish, French. And then Wi-Fi, if you want to adjust the sound, so on and so forth. So a pretty simple setup here. You can also use the Experience Drive Connect if you want to get a navigation subscription or whatever, you can do that. Backup camera, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then down here, dual zone automatic climate controls. So fan speed can be adjusted here. That steering wheel again, fan direction, the temperatures on either side, and then you do have 3-stage heated seats up here, your defrosters, heated mirrors, and then you can cut the vents in the back to have more airflow coming up front, and then you can cut the whole system off here, set the auto mode there. Hazards, a USB and then 2 USB-C ports that connect directly to the radio, wireless charging pad, storage while those phones are on the charger, bottle holders, and then here to the shifter. You can just grab the lever, reverse neutral drive, then you can come over here and you actually get the sport shifts, which is pretty neat. It's kind of like 6 of those simulated shifts that you get on a variable transmission, but I actually like how this one moves. You have the paddle shifters as well that you can use there. And then your drive modes too. So you have Eco, Normal, Sport, and then the EV mode. Your automatic brake holds there as well. And then your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage to the brake, press down to disengage. But as you go through these drive modes, Eco, Normal, and then Sport, the gauge cluster kind of shifts a little bit, which is pretty neat. Your center console cubby space, 12 volt in there. And there's the roof. Let's show off the sliding capability. So that's one touch there. There's a one touch close as well. But there's a look at the back from up here. Those controls are here for the sunshade, the roof, the lights, garage door transmitters in that rear view mirror. And then you have the vanity mirror there. The back up front, auto low beams, blinkers, and high beams here. And then you have your intermittent wipers on this side. So one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here and then pull up for the front fluid. Left side of the steering wheel, these 4 arrows go through the gauge cluster when applicable there. So I can go through the settings and change the different looks there. So you have basically 3 different faces you can choose from. and then you can hold OK and then change kind of what's shown in the middle, if that makes sense. So I like that, because you can kind of have 3 different settings depending on, you know, what you want to have up. So you might have this in the 1 slot, and then the 3 slot change to something else. So yeah, I think it's pretty neat. And volume can be adjusted here. This mode button, this goes through the sources that are available for the audio, and then you can go through track lists or radio station presets here. And then cruise control, you can toggle between adaptive and regular, gap adjust for the adaptive cruise, set your speed, and then you can toggle the lane keeping system there as well. Now with everything on, you activate the full safety support system or driver support system by pushing this button here. That'll get the lane centering going, the adaptive cruise going in tandem. One more look at that. She really wants gas, keeps telling me that. Push button start. And finally, here's the key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Toyota Camry XSE with all-wheel drive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Camry XSE with all-wheel drive, this thing has got some pep in its step. 232 net horsepower in a car like this, specifically with this transmission and the electric motors, is quite a bit. And then to get 43 miles per gallon city and highway is it's just wild. But Toyota's technology with these cars is very, very tried and true. They were one of the first big names to really, I should say, they were one of the first manufacturers to invest big in hybrid technology, whether you're talking about the Camry hybrid, before it basically was standard across the board, of course the Prius, the Highlander, RAV4. There were so many different hybrids that Toyota tried and really knocked out of the park. But specifically the Prius, that technology was just really good for its time, still is. And you know, you can see these with 300,000-400,000 miles on them before having to really do anything major, and then a lot of people just keep driving them after that. But these 2.5s are just solid. The 4 cylinders Toyota makes are just pretty much unbeatable when you think about what they offer in terms of the power, the fuel economy, the maintenance, just how much it costs to fix them. They're just affordable. And even this loaded out XSE with all-wheel drive being in that $43,000-$44,000 price point is light work for a car like this, especially if you plan on keeping it. But I mean, pretty quiet here, even on these 19-inch wheels. It's not bad at all in terms of the ride quality, the road noise. I don't know why I can't ever get this doggone cruise going. Oh, that's why. I made a short earlier just trying to show you how to use this system, because even today I've driven dozens of these cars with this new 3.0 technology, and it's just it can be a bit difficult to get this going, because when everything's activated, you don't hit the set button like you would expect. You hit this button by itself. So when that's off and I hit this, it doesn't want to work necessarily, depending on what mode I'm in, because this is off. So I don't know. But in terms of the layout of the cabin, I love the screen, I love the buttons. The AC controls, about 95% of them are still right here, other than your eco, heat and cold, and then you have the heated steering wheel, which is still here. But for the most part, everything you need is still a button that you can tap, or like a switch you can toggle, whatever. But I mean, it's just so simple going down the road here. Not feeling a lot of shifts in the variable transmission. You're not feeling a lot of speed changes from the engine just with the cruise control on here. And it's really nice. In this eco mode especially, it's very comfortable, very quiet in here. I'm gonna try and get a wider angle. I apologize if the headliner's in the way. It's one of the issues of being a little taller. So I'm gonna put it in a sport mode. I'm gonna try and get on the interstate here and give it a pull. I'm gonna try the paddles out too. From first, here we go. So not a true manual mode, but I mean, the thing is freaking fast. It gets up to speed like nothing, absolutely effortless. And the all-wheel drive, it really keeps you from chirping the tires. It's very even across the board as I got up to speed there. And keep in mind, I was not flooring it. I wasn't giving it everything. I wasn't even, you know, pushing it that hard. It still got up to speed like nothing. But I want to give one more thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. If you're trying to find a deal on one of these pre-owned, which is probably going to be hard to do, click that third link down below and then do the same thing, and I'll get local dealers fighting to get you the best price on a pre-owned one of these or whatever used car you might be into. But a solid choice ever since this got its redesign for 25. It's just a phenomenal car in terms of the looks, in terms of the agility with this hybrid powertrain. It's just a good, solid car. Fuel economy is phenomenal. The power is great. And the tech is simple, but still you're able to do everything you need to do. And then on top of that, it's not overwhelming. Getting in here and your climate controls are in the screen and you don't know how to work the radio, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of people coming from, let's say, a generation or two before this Camry, they might be intimidated by some of the newer controls with the wireless CarPlay and how does this work, how does that work. Even though this is a touchscreen, it's one of the easiest infotainment systems to learn, in my opinion, because there's so little that you can actually do in terms of functionality, but all of your functionality is there. And I mean, the Camry, it's still, I think, top dog in my opinion in terms of just four-door sedans in general, but specifically the hybrid four-door sedan. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Toyota Camry XSE with all-wheel drive.